live stream. If you are joining in real time, it is Tuesday, October 12th, and I am coming to you every weekday morning. I was going to say Monday through Friday, but then I was like, yeah, at least that's weekday, to talk with you about how to elevate and up-level your mindset, your sales, your wealth consciousness, and what you get out of life. All right. So let me take a moment and just welcome those who are joining live. And by the way, the theme for today is to stop compromising. And this is such an important, this one, as I was prepping it for you, it actually felt a little like it got me, because there's a lot of places in my life where I compromised for years and reaped the consequences of that. And so if you are finding yourself compromising in terms of what you expect for yourself, what you demand, what you require for yourself, then listen in, my friend. Okay, this is for you. So let me just take a moment and welcome everyone. Michelle, good morning. Dee, good morning. Lori, Diana Steinbrecker's in the house. I love that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sherry, good morning. And as always, if you're joining Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, please comment. Let me know you're here. Here's where I want to know, like right off the bat, is are you compromising in certain areas of your life? Let me know in the comments, and you can get as specific as you want. Like, yes, I realize I've been compromising in terms of how much money I require in my bank accounts, or how many clients I am or am not serving, or even just like this is actually the most important thing, your happiness level, your joy level, your health. Okay, so this is important. Michelle's saying, I can already tell I'm going to benefit from this convo. Yes, I'm benefiting too. As I prepped for this, I was like, this is for all of us today. Lori, you're over on LinkedIn now. Okay, awesome. Good morning. Here you are. One Sassy Italian. I love your IG handle, by the way. That's awesome. Okay, so let's get into it. And I want to read to you. This is inspired by a part of Think and Grow Rich. If you've been joining for the other parts of this live stream series, then you know we've been going through and not reading the whole thing, but pulling out some of the most important points for you. And I want to read to you just like 2 sentences in here today. If you're following along and reading, good morning, Kalua. So good to see you. If you're following along and reading, we're in the chapter right now on specialized knowledge, but this is not so much about knowledge like yesterday was. Today's about getting what you came here for. Okay. So 2 sentences that I want to pull out for you. One of the major points I'm trying to emphasize is that we rise to high positions or remain at the bottom because of conditions we can control if we desire to control them. So the first thing I want to pull out for you from there is that everything in your life, if there is a condition that you are not happy with, if you have been, I got a text from a client maybe last week, and she started working in our group program earlier this year. And it was like, there was something on her heart that she wanted to create that she had just like said no to for so long. And it was, as it always is, it came from feelings of unworthiness, feelings of not enoughness, fear of putting herself out there. But she texted me and she was like, I finally did it. Like, I launched this thing. And she got, the same day she launched it, 4 new clients in this program. Like right off the bat, she was like, I just pulled my head out of my rear end. So what she said, but I'm trying to watch my language on the public live streams. She's like, I just did it. And she decided to stop compromising and saying no to what she had really wanted to say yes to for so long. Jen on YouTube, good morning. Jan on LinkedIn, good morning. Gail, good morning. And the other quote, so with that, it's like, do you get that anything in your life that's a condition that you have like complained about for a while, or said, oh, I just have to put up with this, or this will happen someday. Like, no, I want to invite you to like do what this client did and step up and get unavailable to keep putting off what you want and putting off your good, and seeing how when you do that and when you decide that you're not going to compromise with these conditions anymore that are less than you, how quickly things can shift. One day, 4 new clients in this brand new program for her. Okay. And then the other piece, so we actually talked about this quote yesterday, and I want to pull this back in here. And then I've got some, I've always got some tips for you related to the topics. I've got some tips for you about how to stop compromising. But he says, Napoleon Hill goes on to say, close association with one who refuses to compromise with circumstances he doesn't like is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. Close association with someone who refuses to compromise with circumstances he doesn't like is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. So who are you associating with? And are you associating with people who are compromising? Are you associating with people who are committed to having what they want? And this is not to say you've got to go hire me as your mentor if you're not working me up, but it's like work with someone who is at that level that you want to get at and who is done compromising in areas of their, like, I know I am, and I compromised myself for so many years. And I'll share with you a little bit more of that today. I'll share some things I haven't shared before publicly about areas where I compromised and what it resulted with in my life, but I'm done with it. Like I am, and I've been done for a while, so I don't really do this anymore, but like, all right, check in. Are you compromising? So with compromise, right? Look at, are you saying no? Where are the areas where you're saying no to what you actually want to say yes to? And just check it and put in the comments too. Like, I want to know, I really want this to be a dialogue, a conversation amongst us. Where are you saying no to what you really want to say yes to? For me, for so long, that was like travel, lifestyle, giving. Like I had these weird, thank you for the hearts. I had these weird stories about like, you can only buy a gift that's this much for somebody, or you can, only certain types of people travel first class or whatever. So I would have these desires I wanted to fulfill that I would say no to. And then where here's the other piece of this is like, where are you saying yes to what you really want to say no to? And where do you need to set some better, more intact boundaries for yourself in terms of how you give of your time, how you give of yourself? Right. And because when we do that, like when we say yes to what we really want to say no to, it's a different type of compromise. Okay. But this is about you stepping back into your power, my friend. And here's when I look at it in my own life, like this stuff is ingrained and it is passed down generationally. And you did not come into this world feeling like you had to compromise. I want you, and I learned so much from our son, Jack, every day. He's like, he'll be 15 months in a couple weeks. And if he doesn't like something, he tells you. And if he wants something, he also tells you. It is very clear. But we learn over time that we have to say no to things that we want and desire. And we also learn that we have to say yes to other people's prerogatives for us. And in my own life, like I said, like I compromised. I'll share with you some areas I compromised, and then I'll share with you what happened, because part of my intention and part of why I'm so like hair on fire, passionate about this for you right now is that if you keep compromising on what you really want in your life, it will manifest into something that you don't want. Okay. It will. It did in my own life and it will in your life. And I want to help you course correct that before it becomes extreme. Okay. I've got some strong energy today. So hopefully y'all are just bearing with me and along for the ride. Okay. Financially, let me know in the comments, who in here is compromising financially right now in terms of how much you're making? Like you have had an income goal for a while. You've had a sales goal for a while. You've had a revenue goal for a while. And you keep saying, someday, or someone else can do that. Or when I have blah, blah, blah in place, then I'll do it. Like I did that first. And part of why sometimes we can do it too, is because we think we should be satisfied with what we have. All right. That was my story for a long time. I made good money by a lot of people's standards, and it was enough for a decent lifestyle, but it wasn't enough for what I really wanted. Like I found myself always saying like, well, I don't have enough for this, or I don't have enough for that. Let me just look at comments. Michelle saying, definitely compromising financially. Sherry, me, I'm great at the excuses. Why? Yeah, because you've had to justify it to yourself for years, right? Like why you put up with less than what you want. So your brain gets used to giving you those same reasons every single time. So yeah, and I appreciate you sharing that. I really appreciate your honesty there. And so I did that for so many years. In a huge place where we so often find ourselves compromising too. Let me know if this resonates with you or if you're doing this, but it's our inner sense of knowing. It's your inner sense of knowing. It looks like Instagram hopefully is reconnected here. So if you missed that, I was saying it's your inner sense of knowing and trusting yourself. And I was doing some private client work yesterday with just this phenomenal woman, and she was talking about how she realized she didn't trust herself to carry through the goals she had set for herself. And gosh, that was my story for so long, because we get disconnected from our bodies, right? And we're told over time, like, you want too much, you're too this, you're too that. And you stop trusting yourself, because your body will actually give you cues. Your body will tell you. Who in here like knows this and is working on restoring their connection with their mind and their body? I know in our She Sells community and programs, we do that work all the time, because your body will tell you when something is right for you, when it's wrong for you. And I remember I had, this is just something that's showing up for me right now, but because I'm working on my book now and getting that out into the world, and I'm excited about it. I'm in the early stages of it right now, but I've had a desire to write a book for some time. And I actually had an opportunity several years ago where it was to write a book with a really well-known publisher. And I remember, it was like, oh, I felt so exciting and so like, yes, it was a really awesome opportunity. And I talked with a mentor about it, and this mentor felt like I shouldn't do it. Felt like the theme of the book would be like, I don't remember how this person said it, but anyway, this person was like, I think you should wait on it and wait until you're more like ready for it. And so I passed on it, and it's everything happens, and you always get the lesson, right? Like, if looking back, would I tell the old me to go for it and grab the book deal? Heck yeah. But I didn't. And so now I'm going down this path again and doing it fresh and new. And I know I'm much wiser in it now, which is fine. And it'll pan out beautifully. But like, I compromised my inner sense of what I wanted and my inner knowing that, yeah, this would be awesome for my career. This would be fun. I wanted to write a book. And because I gave my power away to someone else's opinion. Does that make sense? Are you all with me here? Let me just pause and check comments. Michelle is saying, my body's been screaming at me for years. I'm finally learning to listen. Oh, that's yeah. And it will tell you, it is such a powerful tool. It is such a powerful tool. Michelle, oh, that's awesome. I can see you writing many books. Oh, thank you. I think there are many coming. Yeah, I think there are many coming. So I appreciate that. Let me check comments on YouTube. Jen, bugging about money lately. Trying so hard to stop. Well, girl, we got a call tomorrow. So I got you. But I appreciate you sharing that too. So just really check in with, where are you compromising in terms of what you require for yourself, in terms of the experiences that you're available for, in terms of the amount of money you make. And so here's what happens is, like, if you do that repeatedly and you keep compromising repeatedly, it will manifest into something bigger. Okay. And in my own life, my own experience was it built up as resentment, which eventually manifested as cancer. And so and I'm not saying that to be like a scare tactic of like, well, if you keep doing this, this is going to happen. But like, something's got to give. Okay. Something's got to give. And I know now the whole journey was a beautiful lesson and experience in learning to really look inward and learning to trust my desires and to trust myself again and to stop compromising as well. So let me know if this is resonating. Let me know, like, Jen saying my body tells me through psoriasis. Yeah, it will always, when we stuff that much down, like when we suppress, when we stuff, it has to come out. It can't not come, and it will come out physically through some sort of health condition, something like it will come out. So what we want to learn to do is be more aware, is to be more self-aware and to check in sooner to say, what are my desires and where am I saying no? Where am I making myself wrong for them? Or where am I continually saying yes to things that I just really don't want to say yes to? So on the podcast this week, I actually didn't plan it all to line up this way, but it lines up well this way. I've got a solo episode for you this week on She Sells Radio, which is all about honoring your desires. And I would really invite you to tune into that. And it's kind of a fun one. I recorded it last week when I was in Asheville to host this client intensive. And it's fun because doing that intensive and doing it there had been a desire of mine that was just like download. And when I put it out, it got snatched up so fast by this woman who was like, her desire was, she's in California. Her desire was to go to Asheville and see her family member there. And so it's like, when we honor, you got to learn that when you have a desire for something, you can trust it. And it's always leading you in the direction of something better for you and for other people. And I bet as you look back on your life, like your desires will feel scary to you. You're never going to have the budget set aside for your desires. You're never going to have everything perfectly lined up for your desires. But I bet as you look back on your life, you can think of times when you didn't trust your desires and you said no to something, and how you look back now with greater perspective and say, like, gosh, I really should have gone for that. Or you look back on times when you did trust your desires and your desires are unreasonable. But in a good way, okay? In a good way. Because when you've been compromising with areas of your life, like you've got this pent up demand for more money, more experiences, more. And it's when we follow those, when we trust those, you got to remember, my friend, like you are wired for expansion. You are wired for more. And there's nothing glorious about you saying no to what you want or playing small or downplaying or minimizing. When you say yes to the expansion, it's always a double blessing for you and for the people in your life, whether for your family to see you going for it, whether, you invest in something for yourself and it's a double blessing because somebody else receives some financial abundance and gets to help their family. And then you get the service that you needed and provided. Thank you for the hearts. Like it's always a double blessing. So you can always trust that your desires are going to lead you in the direction of something better, but you're not going to have everything like fully mapped out when you step into it. And you're not going to ever have all the resources right off the bat for it. At least you're usually not. And that's okay. But you will always have what you need to get started. You will always have what you need to get started. Okay. And so I just want to invite you, like, listen to the podcast this week. It's a powerful one. Again, it's a solo episode. And it's what did I talk about? 3 keys. I don't know. 3 things you got to know about honoring your desires. Anyway, it's good. Listen to it. And then the final invitation, my friend, is Friday is our last day of early bird for Sedona. So if Sedona has been a desire of yours and you've been making excuses about why you can't do it or why not this time, I don't know that I'm ever going to do another one in Sedona. I don't know when the next retreat is going to be for She Sells. So I invite you to do it. And claim and trust that desire in your heart, knowing that it's going to lead you to something better. It's going to lead you to where you want to go. So get registered, take advantage of the early bird. And that's what I got for you today. So, ElieSarcher.com/Sedona if you want to get registered for that. But you can trust your desires, my friend. You can trust your desires. You can trust yourself. And I invite you today to look at, where are you compromising? Where are you saying no to what you want to say yes to? Where are you saying yes to what you want to say no to? And decide it stops today, because no one is going to make that decision for you but you. Okay? You got to do it for yourself. You got to stop making excuses about it if you are. And it's just a decision, as with everything. It's just a decision. Okay? So again, a little fired up about this today. I say all of this in love, like all of it in love, because I too am learning to keep expanding what I see as possible for my life, and to notice where am I compromising and where am I not. And so I'm in this with you. Okay. So I love you. You're amazing. I'm grateful for you. And I will see you tomorrow morning on our next morning sales supercharge. And of course, as always, DM me if you have questions on what we talked about today or if I can be of service. So much love. Take care. Bye for now.